Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm your girl Isis, and Stella is the wine that I drink. How you doing tonight? We got Eddie here, and we're gonna go behind the scenes and the reason why he chooses his top five, how he comes to the conclusion, and it's gonna share some of the knowledge and the whereabouts behind it. So, Eddie, how you doing today?
I'm doing great today, Isis. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine.
That's good. That's good. Before I get started, I'd like to give a shout out to Fish University out in Nashville, Tennessee, HBCU. You know, Roman. Black excellence always.
Yep, that's all right. We also want to give a shout out or RIP to Tina Turner, who passed away earlier today.
Oh,
Our
what's love
prayers
got to do with it?
and condolences are with you and your family.
My condolences.
All right, so what you got for us today? What's the top five that we're gonna be working with?
Sometimes when I be doing these things and people see me in the street and they say, Eddie, you give me these movies, but how do you come up with it? And I tell people, they got to understand when we do these top five movies,
Mm-hmm.
it's usually about five of us. So you're getting 30 movies. So you're getting everybody gonna get their five in an honorable mention that could have made the list but didn't make the cut. So when I do it, I don't know if I'm gonna be the first one on the panel or the last one on the panel.
Right.
So my first thing I do is I'm gonna come up with at least maybe 15 movies.
Why
Now I have my
15?
top. Well, say again.
I said why 15?
Well, I have my top five, but I say to myself, if I don't go first, I don't want to regurgitate the same thing everybody else is saying because I am a movie fanatic. So I watch a lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I figure I'm thinking of 15 movies. And my thing is I really put a lot of work in these movies I think about.
That's
And
right.
so that's why I do 15.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that makes sense.
And and I say to myself, and I tell people all the time, when you when you do movies, like I'm a movie fanatic. Now I'm not gonna say I watch every latest movie, but I do get around to watching a lot of movies. And I watch movies that most people say, well, I'm not gonna spend my money at the theater to watch it. But I might have watched that movie on a Netflix or a Hulu or even a Tubi. You know, laugh if you want.
Mhm.
Tubi has the movies sometimes.
Yes,
So
they do.
and plus it's free. So people who can't get out to the movie theaters just want to have a movie night, sometimes just turn on Tubi and see what you can find. You never know what you can find. You can find from kung fu flicks, the hoodest movies you want to see if you're black.
Well,
So
before you turn on Tubi, tune in to Isis and Stella and Isis channel and check
no
out
doubt,
our top five so you know what movies to go look for.
no doubt, no doubt.
All right.
Great plug. Great plug. Ain't no sense giving the other folks that money.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
come
right.
and like I say, and y'all need to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Don't just watch it. Subscribe to it and get the notifications so you can enjoy this stuff every week. It's great content.
Every week. And we do reviews on movies. I also do reviews on products, different things we try out. And we just do reviews and on different things. So just feel free to browse through on
Oh,
the
you got
on the channel and see what catches your eye. But like Eddie said, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. You get the subscription, you'll be notified when we upload every time.
now. Quick question.
Yep.
For those who don't know, now I guess in the next 6 to 12 months you're gonna be having merch.
Yeah, in the next 6 to 12 months, we will be having merchandise. Be looking out for some coffee mugs and some t-shirts, just different things, and it'll be at an affordable price.
Yeah. And one more thing now, you got to clarify this one because I'm not quite sure, but I heard you also got another thing you be doing on this channel, and it's going to be discussing current events and different topics of what's going on in the community and breaking news around the U.S. and the world. Is that correct? Fill me in on that a little bit before I
Thank
get
you
started.
very much. Yes, we will do it as a panel. Just talking about different things that's going on in the culture and in the news, getting a different perspective from people that's like minded, coming from the younger generation all the way to my generation and older. So you can get an idea of what we think of the current events that's going on right now.
So I'm gonna ask you a question before
Sure.
before I get started.
Let me take a
So,
sip of this Stella while you ask.
well, that's fine. The question is, and I thought about this when I heard this. I mean, like I say, I heard you have some good guests and panelists and everything.
Hmm.
But am I going to be watching something fresh, or I'm going to be watching some regurgitated stuff I see on different platforms?
You're gonna be watching something fresh. What you might pull up might mention the same thing that they might be talking about, but it's not gonna be the same type of how do you say it? You won't get the same thing from my channel. It'll be totally different and fresh and come from a different perspective.
Okay.
Sometimes you see stuff on the news, or you see stuff on YouTube or other platforms, and it is just one sided. So on this channel, you're gonna get all sides of the topic. So it won't just be my point of view. It'll be Sir Shadow's point of view. It'll be V's point of view. You'll hear Cal's point of view, and we're all around I won't say the globe, but we kind of spread out here. And so you got Texas, you got Virginia, you got Georgia. So we commentating from different areas of the United States.
Okay. All right. So y'all got different places covered, different things, goes topics. Okay, that's good to know. I mean, yeah, hey, like I say,
Maybe hopefully one day you'll join that panel too. You got a lot
well,
of knowledge
I,
on a lot of topics.
I got a lot on my plate right now,
Not
that's good to know.
every once
And
in a while you are invited. Just know that.
oh, thank you, I appreciate that. Scratching like Pookie, you know.
As long as you ain't sniffing like Pookie.
Yeah, I'm scratching like Pookie. I used to be the prime queen. Now you just the prime fame. Hey, I love that line. But anywho, we go. I'm gonna go behind the scenes of a topic we did a couple weeks ago,
Okay.
and the topic is gonna be B movies. And people say, well, what is the B movie? Well, B movie can be a lot of different things. Movies that came straight, didn't go to the movies, went straight to DVD.
Right.
B movie could be lower tiered actors you never even heard of yet, but they starting to get their break. B movies, the scripts aren't as great. Hollywood didn't want to put the money behind it, and sometimes it's made by a lot of independent movie makers. And
Right.
so you'll get these B movies, and the acting might not be the greatest, and it be lying, but some B movies are just as good as A movies. They become cult classics, and they be cult
Exactly.
classics.
Are you
And
gonna list some of those that became classics today?
uh, well, yeah, I'm gonna give you some. And like I say, the thing about movie list and everything is, and this is something y'all think about when y'all watch these top five lists. It's subjective. Just because I like it, don't mean that you like it. All I'm telling y'all to do is check it out. And if you don't like it, you can always say, well, that's not my cup of tea. But you never know, you might find a diamond in the rough. And that's how I got into B movies because I said to myself, oh, I ain't nothing to do. Let me see what this is. And I say the acting terrible, but God, dog, I love this story, and it's very hilarious, or it's very humorous, or it's very entertaining. So
Hmm.
it caught my eye, and next thing you know, I liked it. But I wasn't the only one. Next thing you know, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people loving this movie, and it becomes a cult classic. And these cats from B movies end up being A-list stars later on. But you'll never know. But you gotta watch.
But
You gotta watch.
some B list movies also have stars that have acted for years or or they not A-listers anymore, as you may say. But you just never know. You might see a Martin Sheen in something, or uh, uh, you can probably even see a Danny Glover. You never
That
know
is
who
correct.
you'll see in there. In
That's a good
a
point. That's a good point. That's correct. It has been stars like that that they're not as hot in Hollywood anymore, or they might have been, as they say, blackballed out the business. So, hey, they still got families to feed just because everybody ain't making $1 million
That's
in
true.
Hollywood. Best believe it. Everybody ain't like that. That's why it's called Hollywood, the land of make believe. They'll
Mm,
make you think something's going on, and they living larger than life, but they living paycheck to paycheck. Or
that's
as
true.
somebody told me one day, I'm living direct deposit to direct deposit.
That's true. We're in a newer age now.
So I thought that was very clever and Larry. That's not my saying, so don't quote me and say I stole it because I did steal it. I didn't. I didn't make it up. It just made me laugh because I thought it was very, very good.
Yep. So what
So,
movie you gonna start with today?
well, the first movie I'm going to start with is a movie that became a cult classic, and the movie is called The Toxic Avenger. Now, this movie was made back in 1984, and
1984. Let me see if I can pull that up.
I thought about this movie because I was young when I watched it, and that was really one of my first introductions to B movies. But the thing is, let me make this very clear. That was my first knowing what a B movie was. That didn't mean I didn't see other B movies before.
Is this it?
That's it right there. And
I
and the reason
don't
that
recall seeing this.
you seen that,
I don't recall seeing this.
yeah, the Toxic Avenger, he was a nerd, got picked on, was
Hmm.
a janitor, and he fell into a pool of toxic sludge. And when he came out the pool, woke up the next morning, he was a hideous monster. Moved to a swamp, lived there, fell in love, but he decided he was going to fight crime. And he
Okay.
became the Toxic Avenger. He was taking revenge out for those who was getting done wrong.
Okay.
And that's when the movie became a cult classic. A cult classic. No big names, but the movie was so great, everybody loved it. And they
Oh,
made more than one Toxic. That was the very first one. They made a couple after that because
yeah. I see,
people
they
liked
got part three here, and they got different part one, two, and three. It looks like, and then there's another one.
it. Yes.
All right. Well, maybe I'll check this out one day. So, why did you said you chose it because the
I chose it because that was, like I said, that was my first introduction to a B movie. I was
oh,
I
okay.
was young. And this is what I realized, and I said my first introduction to a B movie, but that's not my first B movie I ever seen. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason I say it's my first introduction was because that's the first time I realized it was a B movie. Now, back
Okay.
when I was coming up, back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
we used to have these things called drive-ins, drive-in movie theaters,
Yep. Yep.
and they would have double features. And
Mm-hmm.
usually the feature before was some type of B movie. It might have been 45 minutes, hour, maybe some was even 20 minutes before the main feature. And they were called double features. So when you was back in them days, you got your money's worth when you went to the movies. You could
Mm-hmm.
sit in the car, eat your popcorn, watch two movies. And they had plenty of titles back then.
Yep.
Incredible Shrinking Woman, the 50-foot woman, the spider in the web. They a ton of movies. Ton of
Yep.
movies.
I
So,
missed the drive-in. And you know they do have a drive-in here in Atlanta. I
oh,
haven't
well,
been to it yet.
like I say, and the thing was, like I said, that I seen other B movies, but the Toxic Avenger was the first time I realized actually what a B movie was.
Yes.
So that's why I
Okay.
chose that movie on my list. It's dear to my heart.
All right. So what's your next one?
So the next movie I had on my list
Mm-hmm.
was a movie called Starship Troopers. Now, It didn't go to the movie theaters, but it
Mm.
became a cult classic.
Let's see if I can show this.
And this is really your first introduction to Charlie Sheen's, I believe, his wife, his first wife. I believe her name was Denise Richardson.
Denise Richards.
Denise Richards. There you go.
Hmm. She was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills for a minute.
Yep. And they were like, we
Yeah,
see a young, see, young.
right. Yep.
And, and I thought about this movie because the acting was pretty good in this movie. The
Hmm.
script was pretty good in this movie, but the premise was way out there. And people would never thought to go see the movie because it was way out there. And the
Hmm.
whole concept of the movie was the main character was a great high school football star. Great.
Okay.
And his mom wanted him to go to college. But he was in love with his girlfriend, which was a young was that young lady name again? Richard.
Denise Richards.
Denise Richards.
Mm-hmm.
So she joined the at back in them days, the army, but it was a space force.
Mm-hmm.
So he joined right along with her.
Okay.
And so he joins, parents were upset and everything. He gets there, he's doing good, but in the military, they have two type of areas. They have enlisted and officers. Well, she was
Mm-hmm.
got into the officer program, her and his other best friend, who was a scientist, because they all went to school together now, was a
Mm-hmm.
scientist. So he got promoted to another division. So he ended up working for the infantry. We don't know what the infantry is. The infantry is those who do the main fighting. They're not in charge of nothing. They the fighters. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sergeant and all that. So he goes to boot camp and they do a drill. They do a drill.
Okay.
And somebody gets hurt, gets killed in this drill.
Oh.
And so he has to get in front of the whole unit and get lashes like a slave, 50 lashes. Well, he gets mad and he wants to drop out. He's in boot camp. He wants to drop out, puts his
Mm-hmm.
resignation in, and everybody like he's going back home. Now his home was in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. Because at this time the world was you could live anywhere you could live anywhere now, but back then
Mm-hmm.
living in Brazil was like living in Wisconsin. If you get
Uh-huh.
understand what I'm saying. And you got to remember the enemy they were fighting were giant bugs. Not you see the cockroaches. I'm talking about giant bugs, way bigger than you.
These right here.
Yeah, they're fighting bugs. He's getting ready to leave, and he's getting ready to go home. He calls home, and his parents say, "Well, come on home." As he's talking to his parents, he gets disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
He don't know what's happening. He going around. They say, "Look at the news," and the bugs have attacked the planet, and they destroyed Rio de Janeiro, blew it to smithereens.
Wow.
So now he says to himself, "Man, I should have dropped out. I want to go back and I want to fight for the country because they done blew up they done, just like today in modern times,
Mm-hmm.
people fight for America." He says, "I want to fight for my earth." So he goes back to the colonel. Colonel says, "Well, we already discharged you." He says, "Sir, just please give me another chance. Let me back in." And they say, "Okay, come on back in."
Mm-hmm.
So he gets back in and he starts to fight and they killing bugs. And he finds out that his math teacher is a big time sergeant in this army.
Oh, really?
Yeah, lost the arm. In school, they didn't know why he lost the arm, but he lost the arm in war.
Oh.
Yeah, lost the arm in war. And they end up killing the bugs. But that's as far as I'm going to go with this movie because I don't want to give it away too much because it's
Mm-hmm.
a good movie, good B movie. Because I can tell the whole movie because I probably watched the movie probably about 40 times.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's got
That's
laughs,
really
it's got
good.
adventure, it's got everything. And a piece of advice, I don't know how many people remember this movie, TV show called Doogie Howser, but the actor that played Doogie Howser
Mm-hmm.
and the actor that he's same actor that played in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
is in this movie.
Yeah, I think I showed them on one of the pictures earlier.
Yeah. But this is why I picked this movie because I felt like with all good B movies, even though the actors is good and the storyline could be decent, but it's too far out there. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's unbelievable, and they just say people not gonna pay money to see this movie. Became a cult classic.
Yeah. Okay.
Starship Troopers.
All right. What you got next for
All
us?
right, I'm gonna give you another movie. Now this movie went straight to DVD. Nobody thought people was gonna watch this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna lie to you now. Back in the days, I used to go to this place. This guy on the corner used to have CDs,
Mm-hmm.
music and movies,
Mm-hmm.
3 for 10. And so I bought some music. And matter of fact, I think the year was. Let me see here. I put my glasses on. The
Okay.
year was the year was 2008. 2008. So I'm buying a CD and I caught the movie. Well, I think the movie really came out in 2007 or six on the DVD, but they re-released it in 2008 because it became such a great movie.
What's the
And
name?
and the name of the movie was called Taken
Oh yeah.
with
Mm-hmm.
Liam Neeson. See, it didn't go straight to the movies. Those who watch it now, they see Taken 1, 2, and 3, but the first Taken went straight to DVD.
Mm-hmm.
Went straight to DVD, and this is why I chose this movie because, like I say, our B movies aren't terrible movies. They just did not get the backing from the big studio for a movie, so it went straight to DVD to make a little money. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the movies, the acting's good enough and the storyline is good enough,
That's not
and it
the
catch fire, and they'll take it straight to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
And the premise of the movie Taken is about trafficking young women
Yeah.
and how a father says to himself, "You can't take my child," and he's gonna go get his daughter back. And he has 48 hours in a foreign country to find his daughter. Now, granted, he was a government official. He didn't. They never really told him what branch of the government he worked for,
No.
but he says he was hired to take care of certain situations, and he was trained to take care of certain situations that was not good for a terrorist. I'm gonna leave it at that.
And he had a special set of skills.
There's a set of skills. There you go. See, everybody can see it now because it's great. It's
Yeah.
great.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie.
Excellent choice.
So, yeah, like I said, you're gonna have to uh,
I don't
go
know
for
too
yourself.
many people who ain't seen Taken by now.
Right now, this is another B movie, straight to DVD. And like I said, remember when I say sometimes you can have great actors, but they don't think the movie's gonna be that good. The
The
script
script
was
is it.
the script was just average,
Mm-hmm.
average script. Now this was a good movie, and it had a couple of A-list actors in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure when the studio first did it, they thought it could be a big movie, but I guess I didn't know they ran out of money or whatever. The script wasn't all that great. But I liked the movie. And in this movie, you had Forrest Whitaker and you had Keanu Reeves. Now at this time, Keanu had just came out with doing The Matrix 1, 2, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So Keanu was hot in the streets, but he was still just taking movies because he liked acting. And the name of this movie was called Street Kings.
Street Kings.
Street Kings.
Let's see. And you said it's Forrest Whitaker.
Yep. And
And
Keanu Reeves.
all right, let's see here. I think I found the right one.
That's it. Street Kings.
Mm-hmm.
And
Great characters is in it, Common and the Game.
yep,
I don't think I seen this either.
you ain't seen Street Kings. Good movie though. The
Uh-uh.
script could have been better. A-list actors. I think the movie came out in 2008.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it say.
Yeah, 2008. And Keanu had to go undercover. Now you know, remember Keanu went undercover in one of some his early films like Point Break, where he's
Mm.
an FBI agent went undercover as a surfer. He goes undercover as just some guy in the street, but he still was nice with the hands, and he ends up. I'm not going. You know what? For those who ain't seen it, go check out Street Kings. If I get to, but I picked this movie because, like I say, just because you are A-list actor
Mm.
doesn't mean everything goes straight to the movie theaters. Maybe the
Yeah.
script wasn't strong enough, you know. So it went to DVD. And that's why I chose the movie Street Kings.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna give you one more movie, and I got tons of movies on here, but we're getting short on time. I'm gonna give you one more movie,
All right.
and I picked this movie because I think I was telling you about the movie, and you were like, "I'm not gonna watch that stupid movie."
Mm.
Oh, and all that's the thing. B movies are just made. They're made. If you like B movies, you gotta just love them.
Did I
And
say I'm not gonna watch that stupid thing?
yeah, you're not gonna watch it, and now I can understand. You know, like some people are Lifetime channel people, and some people are B movie people. I'm a B movie people. You know,
Who you
some,
trying to say? I'm a lifetime.
no, I just say some people watch the Lifetime channel.
I
You know,
like movies from
and
all
some
over the place.
and some people.
I'm
I'm just
going
saying they
home.
just. I have a daughter that just in love with Lifetime channel.
Lifetime queen.
Just love it. Just love it. You can't, if I say B movie, I'm watching Lifetime or I'm watching First 48. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. Like I say, I watch movies because it's objective and I figure it's enough. I love B movie because there's enough stuff going on in the world that I need to take my mind off of it for a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
this movie right here is called, it came out during Christmas in 2020.
Okay.
Some people write letters to Santa Claus. Well, this little girl was mad and she wrote a letter and thought she spelled Santa and said, Dear Santa, but she actually wrote Dear Satan and mailed it.
Is
And
that
instead
the
of going
name
to
of the movie?
the name of the movie is a letter to Satan, Claus.
Oh my goodness.
And she writes a letter to Satan, and because I guess something didn't go right. Next thing you know, Satan answers the letter, and Satan takes revenge out on everybody she didn't like. And she didn't know it was Satan at first to the very end. And they had a party, and she had to go
Well,
back and say,
mhm.
"Yeah, I'm sorry. I never want this to happen. I didn't even know it was him. I was foolish."
I don't think that was it.
Got a letter to Satan. Call that look like it? I can't see it.
Letters to Satan Claus.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And, and she was a TV analyst. She was an anchor. She was a TV anchor. It's crazy.
That came out in what year was it?
I believe 2020. I told you about the movie. You said, I'm not watching that stupid movie.
Yeah, I don't think I remember that at all.
Yeah. You
So
know,
good, huh?
yeah, it's a B movie now. Like I say, you want to get to B movie status. It's not evil. It's not Evil Dead or nothing like that, which is a great movie or from Dusk to Dawn. Uh, but it's a great movie. But I'm gonna give you one more movie on this list, and I'm done. And,
Okay, so you
and,
got
and,
one more.
and one more, and this is it. Before we can wrap this up. And
Okay.
I'm giving you different reasons. We're behind the scenes. So I'm giving you my ideas and identity. So it's different varieties of movies,
Mm,
along with the other people on the panel who have different varieties.
right.
Now, sometimes you can have A-list. They don't be A-list actors. They could be, but they're B-list on the verge of A-list, or you have those who's on the verge of B-list, but kind of fall back to C-list
Okay.
because of the movie choices they make.
Mm-hmm.
but that's not their main job. Sometimes they're comedians, sometimes they're in the music business, and they
Mm-hmm.
do the thing. And the movie I'm gonna finish off with is called The Trap.
The Trap.
The Trap with Mike Epps and T.I.
Oh, I think I heard y'all talk about this movie before. Let me see if I got the right one.
That's it. The Trap.
Tiana Taylor.
Yep.
Okay.
And the premise of the movie is T.I. was doing good at a big time restaurant chain.
Mm-hmm.
His dad died, so he came back home to Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
and was taking over his dad's little restaurant business because his brother, who was played by Michael Epps, was running it into the ground. And they was doing good, but they wasn't making a lot of money. And one day, Michael Epps, because they fried chicken, put uh, an illegal substance that you smoke in the
in the
in the
in the
in the
batter.
yeah in the batter.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know what it mean after that. Everybody and their mama were lined up like they was in the trap because they were living in the trap, and
Mm-hmm.
and they were just buying the chicken like it was just going out of style. And that's fun. I'm gonna go about the movie. Go watch the movie. I liked it because, like I say, some B movies are just B movies. Don't take nothing from it. Don't expect to go in there and what see Oscar winning performances. It's just a good little movie to watch.
All
But
right.
I'm gonna say this right here, Isis. I really appreciate you let me come here and give some behind the scenes look at at this list that I did that week, and to
Oh,
let people get a better
you're very
interest on
welcome.
what I'm thinking about. So
You're
I
very
appreciate your
welcome.
time.
No problem. Come back anytime. We might do
Thank
this
you.
again soon.
Oh,
So everybody be on the lookout for it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can be aware of when we drop new um, commentary on different things, and look out for the merchandise. Share the video, and we hope to see you sooner than later. You take
thank you.
care, Eddie.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.